Let's go to Harry in New York. Harry, are you there? You have to unmute yourself.
Hi, yes. Okay. Hi,
We can hear
Katherine.
you.
Hi,
Harry.
Hi.
It's nice to see you again. I think that your analysis of what's wrong, partisanship, members of Congress and other legislative bodies acting on the basis of their fear of being primaried in a partisan primary, is very insightful and very important. What I don't feel completely comfortable with, and I'd be eager to hear your response to this, is the suggestion that there's a magic bullet. Open primaries, top 5. I just think that our problems culturally, economically, politically, historically are just deeper than that. And so, for example, how does, I'm sure that a less partisan system would make it more possible to address problems like police brutality, systemic racism, and so forth, because I think partisanship reinforces all of that. On the other hand, I just am concerned that it not so much misleads, but for people like me who are 76 and have been hearing a lot about solutions for a long time, this is the solution, that's the solution, and here we are in a bigger mess than we've ever been in. So I'm just a little bit concerned about the suggestion that this is the magic bullet from which all else will follow.
Totally legitimate. Okay, 2 comments. First, there's definitely no magic bullet, and not just because there are multiple bullets, as in multiple problems, multiple things we're going to have to address over time, but in part because magic bullets suggest that, after you get it off, in its right direction, however this works, then you would really have a utopia. And I mentioned this a little bit before, and I'll expand on it now. Winston Churchill said, democracy is the worst form of government out there, except when compared to all the others. And meaning government, self-government is really hard. So what I think is that right now in our democracy, we have, it's messy, it's hard, and we have bad results to show for it. I think that with final 5 voting, combined with its ancillary benefits and other things, we can have a democracy that is messy, hard, and with some good results to show for all of that. But we will still have this democracy, Churchill describes, and that is, the way it's going to work. And that will be messy, hard, and good results is utopia for democracy. So in that sense, I want to downplay any aspect of magic bullet as if it leads people to think that I have a misunderstanding of what's really, possible. But the second comment, which gets more at the heart of your question, is, there's so many problems, and some of them are contextual and cultural and all-encompassing and date from the founding of our country, and how do we get at those? And here's where I go back to a core tenet of strategy and business, and I'll quote my co-founder, Michael Porter: strategy is about choosing what not to do. So while I know that a sufficient number of us must get involved to pass final 5 voting, because unless we connect re-election with doing what needs doing and create new competition in the event that the politicians still don't listen to us, then we'll never fix any of the other things. But I also definitely don't suggest that every single person should make final 5 voting their top priority, because there are other things, there are other huge problems that need to be fixed in the country and addressed and lots of other people have agency and passion and leadership around those problems. I think you mentioned police brutality, or you mentioned a few problems, and each one of them was saying to me, yes, people need to be working on those problems as well. And as we work in parallel, if we then change these incentives and the policy people on some of these intractable problems are right there to now give to elected officials with new freedom to actually solve problems in a less partisan way, then that comes together for results. And it will be imperfect, but my fight right now is to get enough people to focus enough attention on Final Five to make it a piece of the solution, because here's what I can tell you. We definitely shouldn't do Final Five by itself. Everybody should pay attention to issues as well. But unless we also do Final Five, we can have as many great policy ideas as we want, as many improvements to things that have support of 75% of the country, and Congress will still do nothing about them. So this is a necessary but not sufficient piece of the puzzle, and Americans have got to put their effort to the wheel in multiple areas. Thank you, Harry.
Thank you.